Assalamu alaikum, guys. So I was watching this YouTube video from this girl named Aaliyah. I think that's how you say her name. She's a Muslim revert from Houston, Texas, and mashallah, she got married recently and now she lives in Senegal with her husband. She made a video talking about the differences that she notices from living in America to living in Senegal. And one of the main things that she said was that she noticed that people in Senegal love family and friends more than they love money. She said the people of Senegal love people more than they do money. And when she said this, it really struck me because as an American, I feel like I know what she's talking about. As I learned in my international business classes, the American culture can be accurately defined as individualistic. And I think the Senegalese culture can accurately be defined as collectivist. An individualistic culture emphasizes personal gain over the gain of the community, and personal fulfillment, joy, happiness, desire over what is best for the community. People that live in individualistic cultures typically think about themselves first before they consider anyone else. As Americans, our culture, our focus is on survival and personal fulfillment. Her video kind of set me on a spiral because I just started thinking about what being a part of an individualistic culture means for the human part of me. What does this mean for my soul? What does this mean for who I am and who I should be? I honestly feel like most Americans are so focused on money, personal gain, and personal achievement to the point where we value those things more than we value people. And honestly, it's really heartbreaking because when I was sitting with myself and just being really honest about it, I can see times where I've put money over people. I can see where I've definitely focused on advancing myself and doing what I can do for myself more than I even considered what I can do for others. I want to advance my life so much and I want to go so far. I want to do all these things to the point where I prioritize the things I want to accomplish over what I need to do as a human being and over my feelings as a human being. I prioritize this wealth, this gain, this drive over the connection I crave, over the love I seek, over the person I could be for others. And I know that some people actually can definitely notice the benefits of being a part of an individualistic culture, such as the fact that people do usually achieve more, they do seek to do more. And because I feel like some humans, we can definitely give to others to a fault, to where we're depleting ourselves. But I'm just thinking what's better for the afterlife? What's actually better for me as a human being? What's better for my soul? What's better for the sake of humanity? At the end of it all, would I rather say that I burned every single bridge that I had, that I severed all connections that I had, but I made millions of dollars? Or would I rather say I got by and I survived, but I had a tribe that loved me and that I loved. I had a community that supported me. I had love around me. Our individualistic and money-driven society can have a huge hindrance on true human connection, just simply for the sake of human connection. When I think about situations in my life where I've definitely been individualistic, it's when I'm ignoring how happy I feel with someone, how much joy I feel with them, and how loved, cared for, seen, and just appreciated I feel around them, because I try to equate their value to what they can do for me now, how they can change my physical state, what kind of connections they have, what kind of things are they able to provide for me, what are they able to do for me. And I hate to say it because I promise I don't want to be a shallow person and I don't want to try to, shine myself in this kind of light, but it's just honest in how I've dealt with situations in the past. Because I've had people that I had really good connections with I had good feelings with, that I enjoyed and that I wanted to give more to. But if they weren't further than me in life, if they weren't achieving things that I wanted to do, if they weren't the person that I aspired to be like, then I would not want to invest my time and energy into them. And I feel like there's so many things wrong with that thinking. First off, it's classist, it's judgmental, it's just wrong. It puts people into categories, and it makes it seem like if someone doesn't have money, wealth, and success, then they're not valuable. And that's just not true. Everyone has value, no matter what they have, because everything that we have is a gift from God. And without people going through hardship and poverty, and without people needing help, who would we have to help? How could we give charity? How could we help anyone if people didn't need help? It doesn't make anyone a lesser status or less lovable or less. It doesn't mean that people don't deserve love just because they don't have everything that you would want. And I just feel bad that I don't really feel like I grew up with that mindset. I don't really feel like I was taught that growing up. But luckily, I guess in my house with my family, we always had love, because I am the oldest of 9, so I grew up with a lot of siblings, and I have a single mom, so we didn't always have a lot of money. But there was so much love in the house to where I did not know I grew up in poverty. I didn't even know what poverty was until I got to high school, and I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, oh, we're probably poor, technically. But I never felt poor because there was so much love around me. And I hate that I can see elements of this individualistic culture mindset within myself, and I pray that those things can get removed and become better, because money does not define someone's wealth, and we should not be prioritizing money over people's souls, just the way that God created them and the situation that they are in. That is beautiful and that is valuable, and we should cherish and value people more than we do wealth and advancement. And whole time, I think this rat race and this chase for wealth and prosperity, it's what really messes people up mentally. That's why our society, there's so many people that are just dealing with heartbreak and just all these mental issues, because people aren't compassionate, understanding, and just there for each other enough. People aren't there enough. We're humans, we're social creatures, we're supposed to be community-based creatures, community-based beings. And just this whole thought process, this whole spiral just really tied back to Islam, and it highlighted some of the very beautiful things that Islam teaches us. The values of community, compassion, prioritizing and valuing the relationships over money and over material wealth is so important. Even in Islam, is something that's emphasized. In the Quran, we are reminded time and time again to care for each other, to give freely, and to look after those that are in need. There's a beautiful hadith that says, "The best among you are those who bring the greatest benefit to others." When I really think about that, I feel like it's telling us right there that we're supposed to prioritize doing well for others more than we prioritize our own personal gain. We are supposed to prioritize people over our possessions. And if you live in America like me, if you live or any type of Western kind of society where the culture is more individualistic, we have a really big test in our hands. We are tested because our culture, our society tells us that our needs matter more than the needs of those around us. And this thinking is wrong. This thinking is not right. This thinking is poison to your soul. It's so easy to get lost in the rat race for success. But the reality is, none of this wealth will follow us into the afterlife. What stays are the relationships we build, the good deeds we do, and the impact that we have on the lives of those around us. When we shift our focus to loving people, serving our community, and finding fulfillment in the connection, we won't just enrich our own lives in this world, but we'll be building a better lives for ourselves in the hereafter. So I want to challenge myself, and you can maybe do this for yourself too, to really just evaluate what my priority is. What am I showing through my actions that I prioritize every single day? My goal is to think about how I can embody the principle of truly loving people more than I love money, and finding success in the kindness that I give and the community that I'm able to foster. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, wouldn't you want to leave this world knowing that you left a legacy of compassion, love, understanding, and meaningful change in this world? Don't think about what's best for you just in this world. Think about what's best for your soul in the hereafter and on the day of judgment. I thank you guys so much for listening to this video. This is something that was kind of like weighing heavy on me, because as I'm getting older, I feel like I'm just seeing through so many different things in my own spirit that I need to get better at. So I really just wanted to share to give you guys some food for thought. Please feel free to share any comments, any questions that you have, or just any thoughts that you wanted to share about this as well, whether you can relate to me, whether you can't, whether you grew up in another place and you can see the difference, you know, growing up here and everything. I'm very interested to keep this conversation going and to see just how we all feel about this, you know. But I thank you guys so much for keeping up with me. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, because as you can see, I'm a new YouTuber and every piece of engagement really counts and it really matters, and I would greatly appreciate you. But thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Masalama.